Hey y'all, if you like this female Titan inspired look, stay tuned. Alright, so today we're starting off with a bald cap, but we don't end up with a wig. It just didn't work out. But we are doing the female Titan. Except not really, again, because no wig. This is the second time I tried this. I tried this the day prior, and it just did not work out. I don't even have a picture of it. Like, I was so triggered. I was so annoyed. So starting off with a good primer, which is something I didn't do yesterday. um, Starting off with that, I was so like annoyed because I knew better than to skip some steps, but I was being so lazy, and then it just didn't work out. And I was like, I don't know why, because you didn't do it right. Anywho, I'm just gonna put concealer in my eyebrows and then brush it in with a spoolie, blend it out with a beauty blender. And then this is going to be a sped up version. This is in 6 speed. The rest of the video is pretty much in 5 speed, 5 times speed. If you wanted that as a reference. This did take me about 2 hours to do, so do not look at this and be like, oh, must be easy. For me, this was actually a very technically hard look. I don't know why. But I blame it on the universe not wanting me to do it, and that's that, but that's okay. So I have this marker, this eyeliner that kind of matches the color scheme of the female Titan, hence why I'm using it. But if you have just like a white eyeliner pencil or crayon or whatever, like that works. Not crayon, like a pencil that you sharpen versus an eyeliner pen. But yeah, I'm just sketching out the like anatomy, we'll say, and how I want it to sit on me versus how it sits on her. This is inspired by Annie, by the way, the Annie version of the female Titan, not to be confused with like any other version. So just kind of following her placement of like where her texture is, where her texture is missing, blah blah blah, and I'm just using my skin as the contrasting tone versus the reds and burgundies that I use to fill in these like holes per se. Now, I personally had a ton of liquid lips that I don't use, liquid lipsticks, that just sit in a drawer, and I was like, you know what, these ain't getting used, so we're going to use them today. And they kind of worked out really nicely because they act like paint, a lot like paint, but they dry down matte, so they don't transfer. And I noticed, like, with my neck, when I was filling my neck, it wasn't creasing so bad as it normally would, like, with body paint. So, if you're like me and you got issues with that, hey, this might be the way to go. From here, I was going to let it just run, but from here, I'm just filling in with a base color, trying to keep it fairly consistent for all of the gaps and holes that I've created, as far as coloring consistency goes. But I am using this, like, more nude color to kind of bring some depth in, like, foreground. And then I do use this lighter nude color again as a highlighter or highlight for my texture within those holes. So it kind of worked. I would say it was fairly successful. I don't think an illusion was made. I think I did some cool painting on my face, but I don't think like an illusion that my skin was missing was there, and that's okay. I have this, I want to say Ilia, but I don't think that's right. I don't know, but this foundation stick that is full coverage. Now she does pull a little bit yellow, I noticed, and so we're probably gonna be giving up on her, at least until the summer, where I tan a little bit more. But I just used her to fill in the other gaps, and then I used a beauty blender and a foundation brush to get in between all those gaps and nooks and crannies and whatnot. Now this was a little bit of going like back and forth with the liquid lipstick and the foundation, just because when I blended it out, it would, go onto the liquid or onto the liquid lip that was already on my face, or the spots that I didn't want it to go. So it's a lot of going back and forth, back and forth. And I am just using a little like flat concealer brush to blend it out, just with like little swipes. Because it is a tackier product, it's not going to slip and slide as easy. But in a way, it kind of works out because it blended really nicely with one another. Maybe because the formulas, they're made to do that, like on your lips, duh. But I don't know, I was pleasantly surprised. And now the female Titan, her striations within, like her texture striations, they're vertical, not horizontal or like parallel to her neck. So I wish I had done that as well as the other one, but I was kind of just doing whatever felt good. So, you know what? It took us where we went, and that's okay. Okay, so the foundation stick was LYS. I pull it up because it was bothering me. I say, I don't think I own any Ilia. But, so yeah. And then I'm just filling in the spots on my chest. And then I just used some micellar water and a Q-tip to clean up any boo-boos or mistakes. Now, if you like a flatter texture where there's not so much, how do I say it, like lights and darks, then I would suggest using a body paint and just like going to town with that. This gave me the, not impressionism style, but like a style of painting that I gravitate toward. So this is why I picked that. And again, I just had the product lying around, so why not, right? And then just filling in my face gaps. Then I went ahead and powdered my face using a brush, avoiding the liquid lip parts, only because it would make it a little bit muddied, a little bit muddled. And then taking a really, really small, I don't even know what kind of brush this is, honestly. It's like a little, not a lip brush, but it's like a thick version of a lip brush, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's a pencil brush, like a really teeny tiny pencil brush, and I've just never seen that before. But in any case, I just used that and used it as a stamp on its side to put these little highlights in my under eyes. Sorry. And then I had this like purple burgundy lip liner. Put that on, blended out the edges. And then used a nude e.l.f. Lip gloss to smudge it in. And then using an angled brush in that lighter color, like I talked about earlier, I'm going to add a little bit of texture underneath as if there was muscle peeking through. And I also use that just for consistency's sake for any like little details such as these chin lines, which are referenced from the earlier seasons, but not in the later one, it looks like. And then I did use it on my forehead later in the video. It's not only just there, but like also, as you see, my neck and chest too. And then I have these concealer pencils that I've totally forgot about, and I use those to kind of clean up like any boo-boos in between those gaps on my face. Then taking some shimmer, and I'm just putting it over those highlights from earlier, and then taking an even more bright shimmer and putting it over that. So it's kind of a gradient. It's not so like blinding and harsh, because that's not what I was going for with this. And then taking that brighter shimmer, and I am using that in those red spots just for more texture, as well as on my nose, just my nose. Adding some eyeliner. You don't need to see the whole thing on that. And I did not add falsies to this look, and maybe I shoulda, coulda, woulda. I always seem to regret it, but I just was not feeling the ambition to put them on. So I just curled and mascaraed my eyes because it was like, whatever. I think for me, falsies open up my eyes a little too much sometimes, and so I get hesitant to, because I already have big eyes, so I get hesitant to put them on. So sometimes, like in my head, when I just do mascara, it's more like a droopy-eyed effect. And then I went in with Inglot gel liner and lined my waterline in this clip. And I'm just using my hair, like I said. Kind of worked out, not a terrible hair day. And then put some shimmer on my inner corner as well as my inner lower waterline. So this is how it turned out. And it was a little tacky in those spots, but it wasn't so bad. And then I tried using scar stuff earlier. Didn't work out. That's okay. That's okay. So just reapplying my lip gloss, and I'm pretty much done. Definitely would not wear it to a convention, but for at-home makeup, would definitely encourage. Because look at these photos. Like, yes, absolutely. Unedited, raw, front camera Samsung. Eat it. That one, I love. I live. And then, yes. So this is the final look. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and then follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Kate_escapism. Bye!